Welcome everybody to Talk That Talk, where we have the unfiltered, unscripted, uncomfortable conversation. All right. Welcome everybody to Talk That Talk. We have the unfiltered, unscripted, uncomfortable conversation about band, HBCU band culture, music education, and more. Let me introduce the panel that is here at the moment, but not for the whole night. We got Posha. And Quan will be joining us later, and we also have some special guests that will be joining us in a few. But really quick, before I ask Portia how her day was and how her musical week has been going, we got some, I guess, sad news today. The legend Tina Turner passed away today. So definitely we send the condolences to the family. We've definitely lost a legend in the music game, performance game, the energy game. I don't care how many games you put it out there. Tina Turner was definitely one of those ones who changed performance, live performance, musical performance, man. So rest in peace to her. Was she 80, 82, 84, 83? Dang, I went all around it and she was 83, but lived a long and wonderful life. We ain't gonna talk about the Ike stuff. But yeah, so shout out to Tina Turner. All right, Posha, what you got going on? What you got to look at you with your region joint on? All right, but yeah, go ahead. What you got going on?
There's an echo. Hello. Okay, it's not there.
I don't.
What have I been doing this week? I've been helping out. It's a high school. One of my Legion brothers that's between like flag coordinators. So I've been going over there, instructing his new people and helping get his auditions done. So that's what I've been doing this week, and took one of the silks with me. So that's that. So
Sounds like, band and mo band.
yeah.
The one thing that you said you was trying to take a break on.
Yeah, but he said he needed a favor, so here I am.
Hey, it's what the letters mean when you put
Yep.
on the TBS, man. You got to just keep doing it anyway. So
Yep.
is what it is. No, again, Quan said that he will be joining us later, so I just wanted to make that announcement again. But it has been given, announced, put out there in the stratosphere, in the world, in all of these internets. The National Battle of the Bands list has been given out. And Norfolk is on it. Were you aware of this?
Yeah, but yeah. Yeah.
So you knew. You couldn't even give us behind the scenes. You couldn't just send a
I
little text like, hey, man.
didn't know what was happening, what I could say, what I couldn't say, if it was all the way there, official or not. I don't know, Julian.
Gotcha. Well, definitely Norfolk is on it. I don't remember everybody specifically, but I know Norfolk, Tennessee State, Virginia State, Texas Southern University, Southern University. You said who?
Langston.
Obviously Norfolk. But I think that was it. I think I may have missed maybe one or two. I'm gonna be honest, and this is just me. This is just a personal thing. Wasn't Texas Southern in it last year? If I'm not mistaken, I think they were in it last year.
I was there to hang out with y'all.
I mean, we was having a good old time. But I mean, I think they were in there last year. I don't know. Oh, Mississippi Valley is.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, there you go.
Valley. No, I know. I could have swore Texas Southern was in it last year.
No, they weren't. They weren't.
PV was in it last year.
PV was in it.
And yeah, I'm trying to remember because I think
when the list came out and PV wasn't on it, I immediately thought about Sean.
Yeah, I know. And then I seen that she tagged you to that too. So yeah, yeah, it is what it is. I think what's happening is, and I don't know for sure, but I'm just speculating here. I think that the Texas schools are going on opposite years.
Yeah,
I'm just assuming that. So this is the year of Texas Southern, but this is the year of Norfolk State. So
yeah.
So it's interesting because I think the first time Norfolk went was the same year that Southern went.
Yep.
So I'm assuming, like I said, I think I guess I don't want to say the bigger bands or the heavy hitters, but I think those bands are more likely going to be kind of in the same running, and then they'll fill it in with other folks. So, but once again, congratulations to all of the programs that will be in the national. I have to say it. It is my job to say this information. Okay, I have to say it. Congratulations to those who will be participating in the National Battle of the Bands this year. I look forward to seeing some very, very interesting shows. Don't look forward to having an immaculate summer because you will be back early practicing and rehearsing and doing all of those amazing things that you all have to do in preparation.
That meeting that was at my house.
That's what that was about. Was that the like yay or nay thing, or was that the all right? Let's plan.
It was what we doing?
Yeah. That's why them drinks was flowing. Yeah, I told you. I knew it was some liquor there.
Won't nobody drinking? Okay. I just want to say that I was looking forward to just showing up.
Yeah, I know.
No, this is Mm-hmm.
I know. Maybe this is the perfect time for you to get an assistant. Just saying.
Oh man, Lord have mercy. So yeah.
But I just saw Quan walked in backstage. But I think he's doing some extra stuff, so I'll bring him in once he's ready.
Well,
But
Southern was there last year, so they were there the year we went. They were there last year. Were they there last year? Yeah, because they played that really good ballad.
So they were there 2 years in a row?
This will be year 3.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think
has Jackson ever been at the National Ballad of the Bands?
They were there the first year we went.
So Southern, Jackson, and y'all were in the same building at the same time?
Yes.
Got you. Okay. All right. I just wanted to make sure that I was good. And so I guess Southern gets the Southern gets in there as many times as they want to. Southern is the Bethune of the National Ballad of the Bands. So if you recall, Bethune, when it came to Honda, was always in Honda. So I'm assuming that this is going to kind of be around the same thing. This is just an assumption. I could be absolutely wrong, but I just want to say that. All right. I think Quan is ready. I'm going to bring him in, let him talk about his what he got going on, and then we will add the rest of the amazing panel that we're going to have for tonight. So what up, Quan? You look sleepy.
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
Not at the schoolhouse. Look at you.
No. Only because we got a finals this week. So it's early release.
Oh, yeah. Finals equals early release. Absolutely.
Yeah, so that's how it is. But what's good, everybody?
Ain't nothing, man. We've already discussed all the National Battle of the Band stuff and Tina Turner, so you've missed both of those things. We don't want to hear your personal opinion on either one. We can care less. But no, we've discussed those. But is there any input that you have on either one of those things, or anything that you got going on with you as far as the band music world, all that kind of stuff?
Nah. Just preparing for our DC trip. That's gonna be live. It's gonna be a movie, so it's gonna be real live. What else? Congratulations to all the seniors. I have 12 seniors graduating, going to various institutions. I'm excited to
Yeah, gotta wait till it's over. Give it time. All right, there we go. Now we go.
Only by the grace of God, I'm thankful that these kids are graduating and actually want to go to places. I have some students that will be attending Texas Southern. Some students will be going to PV. I have a few students that's going to Stephen F. Austin. So it's just various places. It's now HCU. It used to be HBU, Houston Baptist, but it's Houston Christian University now. Some students participating there. So I'm just excited about it. But yeah, my band will be marching in the National 4th of July Parade. We do have certain things solidified. We will be visiting Howard, as well as Hampton. We got to chop it up with Portia and Miss Stephanie again about, I know. It's cool. You've been busy. It's cool.
We took care of some stuff behind the scenes. You good, Portia. We good.
Yeah. That's cool. It's cool. Don't let it happen again. But anyway, we're excited, bro. So I mean, we have an entourage that's coming. We just excited. I mean, kids get to fly, take their first trip on a plane. The kids like, well, can I take a snack? I'm like, hey, TSA gonna throw your stuff away. Don't take this. So we about to go through life lessons, which is always a blessing that you learn in band. How to pack, how to roll your clothes. Don't take this on a plane. So we're excited, bro. We're excited.
And don't say specific things in the airport.
Facts. And I already told him, I say, you're going to jail and we still gonna go. So
We'll pick you up on the way back in, but we still moving.
I ain't picking them up. Nah, it's gonna be during the week of the holiday.
Smiths. All right, man. Well, that's definitely great, man. I can't wait. I'm still trying to work out some things with the Morgan thing. I know I still got to talk to Crystal. And then so we're still working that out. So I'm looking forward to it. Portia, you off the hook because me, Quan, and Miss Sanders had a nice little session. And Quan had Quan had the opportunity to be able to see what Miss Sanders is really like for a second. So yeah, it was a great conversation, but
I'm
you
my
good.
homeboy now. I'm my homeboy now.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hey, homeboy.
right.
Yeah.
So yeah.
When
So
are
yeah.
y'all gonna be? When y'all going to Hampton?
Right after we leave Norfolk.
Okay, we're gonna teach you how to say that before you come up here. Okay, praise the Lord.
Yeah, so we're solidified thus far. We're gonna come see y'all, then we'll go to Hampton, and then the following day, we're gonna go to Howard and Morgan.
So Hampton folk don't call Hampton, they call it Hampton.
Yeah.
Well, we not Hampton folks, so it's Hampton.
Yeah, I'm just letting you know, man. There's an elitist complex between Norfolk and Hampton. It is.
I'm from New Orleans. It's Hampton. Like the hotel.
All right, man. Well, this is great. I love hearing great news and being a part of it. So with that, let's go ahead and get into today's show. Now, if you guys have been watching us for a while, specifically last year, because that's kind of when we started, was last year. We had 3 young folks who were finishing up their years in high school and graduating and moving on to higher and greater things. And so this show is specifically dedicated to them, bringing them back, seeing what their experiences were like, what experiences they had, the good, the bad, and the ugly, asking questions, and probably, and more than likely, letting them provide a little of insight on what it's like, traversing this world as an adult. One of the things that I find very interesting as a educator is when I get to see my students and they graduate, whether they go to college or not, and they talk about how, adulting sucks. And so what I tend to tell them was, see, I told you, I tried to tell you in school, you were trying to grow up too quick. One of the things that I tell students all the time, stop trying to grow up so quick. Be a kid, because when it's over, it's over. If unless and one of the things I tell students too is, unless you don't have to work, don't be trying to work in school. You got the rest of your life to have a job, because you're going to have to have a job. So if you don't have to work in school, chill. Just enjoy your life. But we will hear from these young folks. So the first person I'm going to bring in is Mr. Kewan. Kewan was supposed to go to Prairie View A&M University and march in the Marching Storm. Hey, Kewan, I see you back there. Can you flip your phone the other way? Yeah, there we go. All right, cool. So let's bring in Kewan first. Boom. How are you doing, man? Look, man,
I'm doing good.
You look older. My goodness. You look like you grew a little bit.
A little bit, a lot.
Good. I'm glad to see you. Look forward to hearing all the information that you have. A little bit. There we go. Now we got you on the screen. Now, let me ask you this question real quick, Kewan. On last show, we were having some technical difficulties. You was popping in and out. We good today, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Sounds like a maybe. Sounds like a maybe. I know you're trying to get the phone straight, but it's okay. We can rock with that.
All right.
Yeah, and we can hear you, because last time it was like
it was a lot of us in that house. I had to go. To my aunt's to get away.
Gotcha. You at your aunt's now, or you in the dorm?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you're.
They kicked us out. We had to go.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. You were done. All right. And the other person we're bringing in is Alima. If I'm not mistaken, Alima was supposed to go to Howard University in March in the Showtime band. All right. So let's bring in Alima. How you doing, Alima?
I am fantastic.
Good to see you. I see you with your little hair wrap on. Oh, look at that.
No, because my hair is miscolored. I gotta bleach it again.
Okay. You went what color you went with the blonde? Look like blonde.
Yeah, I have to dye it platinum, but I gotta get some stronger developer.
Okay. I don't know what none of that means, but Portia got it. So absolutely, but it's great to see you. I look forward to being able to ask as many questions as possible, and hopefully you guys will be as open as you possibly can without getting yourselves in trouble. Elena was supposed to be on today. If you don't remember Elena, she was the dancer who went to North Carolina A&T State University and marched with the Blue and Gold Marching Machine as a member of Golden Delight. But she was unable to make it today. But as you guys know, I updated you guys during the year. She is now a member of Tau Beta Sigma. She is my sorority sister. So I'm definitely glad to I was definitely glad to hear that. So, but unfortunately she was able to make it, but I'm glad that you guys were able to come in today. So with that being said, I'm going to start with Kiwan. First thing I want to say, Kiwan, right off the back, man, how was your situation? How was it? Was it everything that you dreamed it would be?
So I came I came from like a military marching band, so like I was still confused. Like I didn't know what was going on. Like they handed me the horn and I was looking at it like I'm supposed to play this. Like I never played this before. But it had its ups and downs. Like as a whole, I loved it. It was everything that I thought. Like being on that field with those people that I didn't spend how many hours? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 hours every week with it was real different as well because them dance routines, a couple of them, I was like, ooh, I don't know if I'm gonna do that, but we're gonna see.
So Quan, so when I got to PV in 2012, when we started working there, for some reason the ongoing thing was that the dance routine is a big thing at PV. Like that was the thing that they harped in on us.
It is.
So yeah, and I was about to say Quan can probably agree with that, right? So I can understand your pain that you were going through. I distinctly remember, the dance routine committee like really, really just harping it in and making sure that it was whatever, it was top notch, especially during Labor Day Classic. Labor Day Classic, it had to be a specific way. It had to be the most biggest thing. It that's the way it was. So yeah, I can understand what you're saying. All right. All right, Alima, what about yourself? It couldn't have been that bad.
It wasn't. I've had an adventure over these past few months. Because I was only there for a week and a half. But it wasn't because it was hard. I really did enjoy it. I enjoyed the push. It wasn't as much as discipline as there is in the South. But so I had trouble with my housing. So I grew up Muslim and I never taken a vaccine. So since COVID was still a requirement at the school, I was in sectionals and the band director had called me one day and he was like, oh yeah, there's probably gonna be a problem with your housing. Just wanted to give you a heads up. So I was like, I don't know what that was. Haven't received any emails, any warnings from housing themselves. And then the next day, the other band director, I got called down to his office during the middle of like full band. And then he told me the same thing. So then I ended up going down to housing, kind of asking them like, what's this? Why did you not contact me? Why didn't nobody tell me this before I moved in? Because I know you see this religious exemption. So yeah, I kind of just made the decision like there was more behind it because I almost dropped out my senior year of high school anyway. But I kind of just made the decision. The timing was perfect. So I was like, I'm just about to go home and try something different. I was going to go to TSU, but I was like, it's too quick of a turnaround. I'm not finna rush myself into that. So I took a gap year.
Okay. All right. We're actually gonna dive into that a lot. Because I think the beautiful thing about this situation is the fact that we have two completely different stories. And that means that you have two different experiences, not only dealing with education and school and so on and so forth, but just life in general. And so I think this is an amazing situation, and I'm actually glad that you made the bigger decisions and the adult decisions to do what you needed to do to, keep going. And there's nothing wrong with taking a gap year. I know I think I sat out for a semester when I was at Norfolk. So I get it. I understand it. So let me ask my first question here. And the first question is actually geared towards Kiwan first. So in the transition from high school to college, what was that like mentally for you? How did you navigate through those things?
So first off, sister, you can always come to PV. We'd love to have you. We'd love to have you. But I was excited. Like that first day, I was real nervous because I see Zachary in here. He was in my section with me. He know like I'm a ball of energy. Like I like to go. I like to have fun. So first coming in, I was quiet. I was standoffish, and like you just at a certain time, you just have to break down and be like, okay, let me actually get to know these people that I'm gonna be with all the time. And that was the best. Like my crab brothers, we like this. I love all of them. Like, and we all come from so many different places, and we have like so many different outlooks on life that I just love being around like the different people. And but you asked about like how it was. It was actually a little stressful, like moving all that stuff, and like it was hot. I did everything by myself, and then my mom was frustrated. So like the first day she was there, I moved in, and then she left me. So then I had to find my way back to Hobart by myself. I was, it was like a room full of people I didn't know. It was a style of playing that I didn't know. It was a lot that I didn't know, so I just had to be open to learn.
And I think like that's the super, super dope thing about what you just said. You had to be open to learn, right? I know multiple times, specifically being at Norfolk and then teaching at PV and being at PV, you do get a lot of kids who are not used to that style. You get students who march core style. In your situation, you were more military. In a lot of other situations, you get kids who probably didn't march at all. And you've got to take this melting pot of people and try to get them all on the same page. And it can be difficult, trying to learn a new thing, especially if you're, not coordinated, because a lot of people can't, get that stuff off. You realize you see 200 and some odd people on the field, and you think it ain't all moving the way you think it is. Some people back there are just some trash. But you do what you got to do, and like you said, you had to be open and willing to learn. And I think that is kind of what helps you in your journey, is the fact that you are open and willing. It's when you're closing yourself off and kind of shutting yourself off to everybody that it becomes difficult. And we ain't gonna talk about Zach, all right? So but no, Zach's my guy, man. Zach was in undergrad when I was at PV, so that's my guy, man. All right, Alima, I know you said you were there for about a week. Same question, but because you were in a different space. You went from Texas to DC. So how was that? How was that, making that transition emotionally, but then also realizing that you're in a different place and experiencing different people?
At first it was a little bit anxiety inducing, because my aunt, she's in Virginia. So my mom, it was like a whole quick turnaround. So basically she dropped me off DC, turned around, went home. So I was pretty much just stuck at a dorm by myself. And then I pretty much just clicked with just by starting a random conversation about how nervous I am talking to somebody else. But it kind of just became like, oh, everybody here is from somewhere else. I had a girl, she was from the Bahamas, I think. And then I had somebody else that was also from Texas. Then there was North Carolina. So it was just like everybody is from everywhere. We all been in this situation. So it was really uncomfortable, but it's like the more you kind of put it in your head that everybody's kind of new to this, it's kind of like, oh, well, let me just, make it less awkward by starting a conversation, get to know each other somehow so we can make this work. But Yeah, that was pretty much it because we did spend a lot of time together during band camp from 7 a.m. to sometimes 10-ish, 10 p.m. So we did get to know each other well, but you know.
Yeah. Okay. You're absolutely right. You do realize those things, and because your situation was very similar to mine, not the staying in the week, but leaving Texas and going to another space. I'm used to Texas, Louisiana, so on and so forth, that kind of culture and that kind of people. So being in a space where I'm meeting people very similar to you, North Carolina, DC, Virgin Islands was big during my time, but Bahamas and the Bahamians are a real big thing now. But a lot of Virgin Island people, a lot of people from DC, a lot of people from Baltimore, all of these different people, and just trying to connect with them and fit in. But you both know, when you get there, you're in your section and you're with your crab brothers and sisters, or your rookie brothers and sisters, however we say it. It's the same thought process, but you're with them, and so you're kind of forced to bond anyway, because you got to spend that time with them anyway. So okay. How was band camp? Now, you don't got to tell me what y'all did behind closed doors. I ain't asking about that unless y'all want to share some secrets. But how was it? How was getting used to that process of band camp versus what you may have had dealt with in high school?
I'll just say, it wasn't the South, because there wasn't as much discipline. We had the personal trainer. I called him Hoochie Daddy because he was always in some, real Hoochie Daddy type shorts. They was real tight. He was up there. It was like living a little bougie life. You get up, do at 7 a.m., walk up the hill, do your workout, then go eat breakfast, then you come back, do sectionals and all that. So it wasn't really as hard as it could have been, because I know in high school with the heat and then them kind of just pushing you, somebody always yelling, it was much harder. So I would say high school was a little bit harder when it came to like the humidity and the discipline aspect of it. Yeah.
So I got questions. What do you mean the discipline? What was happening?
Well, it wasn't like everybody was everywhere. It's just not like, it seemed when I was in band camp for high school, it seemed like it was more cohesive, I should say. I don't know. It's just like it wasn't as harsh. Like you weren't forced to like push yourself a little bit harder. The personal trainer was like, no, keep going, keep going. But it wasn't more of a gentle. It was really gentle. Me personally, I kind of like the pushiness of the South. I don't know if that's just me, but it kind of
Girl, I don't know if that's the South thing. Are you speaking for Howard University?
You know what? That might be right.
I don't generalize. I don't know that I met nobody that said it was gentle at Norfolk State.
I'm definitely
gentle.
Howard. Especially
gentle is taking me out, honey. I don't even know. Oh, okay. I mean, you mean it was more? Can you give me an example? I like examples.
Dang, it's been so long. Okay, during band camp.
Don't be.
Let me just say.
I'm just trying to figure. You mean it's been so long? What you talking about? It ain't been. Oh, anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Let me just say, the drum major was not me. Me personally, if I heard everybody in the band room, I'm sitting up here on the podium trying to do my thing, and I hear people talking, I'm gonna tell y'all to be quiet. Well, not even that. Like, you should not be talking. But it was kind of just like, the drum major couldn't get a hold of the band. So,
baby, Simon in them comments talking trash. Baby, no. No. Don't that. Yeah, baby, that ain't my story. Okay, that's not the way things happen here. Okay. Yeah, thank you for the example. I understand completely what you're saying. Thank you.
Nah, Bookie, it was Howard. I take it back. It's not the North, it's Howard.
Yeah, we got a visit.
Ooh. I ain't got
And when I'm just being honest, that we don't claim that, baby. That ain't our no way. No, not here. No Jesus. Simon, you know better. Simon,
Right.
you saw how we don't. Child, I don't even know.
I ain't got my drink over here. So Kiwan,
Oh,
how was band camp? What was what was the yeah.
I mean, Bandcamp was Bandcamp. Like,
good answer. Good answer.
it was
Good answer.
okay. So I'm not gonna lie. For the freshmen, we had it real easy. Like the upperclassmen, they had PT like about Bandcamp 2 weeks. They had about 8 times like throughout the whole Bandcamp, but we only had it like twice. And it really wasn't that bad. Like, it really wasn't that bad because okay, so we work up and first off, like Dr. Zachary, he had these long socks, so like we all talking about the socks, so we cracking up. He calls to attention, you know. We do this calisthenics or whatever I don't know what that is for real. We do calisthenics, and then we run. We might run but he makes sure like we run in step. So we run in step, and then we do like a campus tour or something like that, and then that's just that. So that was cool. That wasn't too bad, you know. I did the running in high school, so that wasn't bad. But it was just like the worst part to me was like sectionals. Cause it's just like we sitting there and then it was just too many personalities in one room versus like the leadership. Like first off, everybody that was like doing our like over us in band camp, they weren't really like section leaders at that time. So then when the actual section leaders came in, first we had to still get to know them. And then they like, I'll respect you, but it's only to a certain extent. So first you had to gain the respect. So that was a little rocky. And then we all got our own personalities and our own opinions. So, and my crab class, we wasn't bad, but like, if you really did something, we're gonna speak our mind. So that's where we was at with that.
So,
but
I want to.
Pick me.
Hold on. I got you. I do want to say this.
I'm gonna go fix a drink too. Cause I'm gonna go fix a drink too.
I'm trying to drink water, but this is stressing me out.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Just go ahead, Portia. I can't even think about what I was gonna say.
Okay. Who doing separate PT? And why? And why would the vets be doing PT more than the rookies?
But see, what had happened was
crabs.
What had happened was, you know, when we came back, it was COVID. So like, first off, all the crabs caught COVID. And then all the old heads, they had to get COVID tested before we came back. So like, it was like various people sick and like we was out, and then most of the crabs had COVID. So I guess they were just like, okay, it's pointless to go get 13 crabs to do PT in the morning.
No, it ain't. Y'all in the band.
But hey,
we saw this last season that just happened. Right this last fall.
Yeah.
Well, no, we ain't had no. Oh, child. No, everybody did PT. We don't separate no PT. It's one PT. It's one band. I'm confused.
But the thing was like, we did our fair share. Like we was. Oh, no, I'm not gonna say that because you know we could have did a little bit more. It wasn't really hard, but
you said I did PT twice in 2 weeks.
Hold on, wait. Just wait. So the first thing I'm gonna say is, you guys were experiencing COVID, and because you guys were experiencing COVID, you guys had to, I guess, pull back. Correct? That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
So in fairness, I mean, to me, that kind of makes a little sense, right? Because I mean, COVID mandates were real. I mean, we have to be honest
In
about that.
2022,
Yeah.
child,
But it was like early, like July.
Ain't none of that happened to the Legion. Okay, I'ma just be clear.
But
At PV
But-
it was. Though.
yeah, that's I do want to say that. I want to say that. That's the first thing. Like it was definitely real. And these are the things that I had found out about through time.
2022, like this last year.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was times when, well, I know it was supposed to be a Pantherland day that had to be canceled because people contracted COVID. So nah, that's true.
But Portia, you have to remember too, in Texas, there was a leniency as it pertained to like masks and stuff. Like people were stopped wearing masks before like mask mandates were even cut.
That's because
You know
it's
what I'm saying?
Texas. Y'all wasn't
That's
taking this shit serious
that's
in
my
general.
point.
That's
That's
why
my-
you had all that residual. We
It was
ain't
too
had
hot
it
to be
up
wearing no mask. It
We
was too
had
hot to be wearing
full-
no mask.
We had full bank count. It was full PT, and then there won't no rookies versus vets. Everybody worked out together. And then he said something about sitting down in sectionals, and that just threw me off too.
Well, so and that was the other thing. I want to make sure, even though we get the information that we get, which is fine, because I still want to understand you guys' experiences, and in that experience, you're able to, help some other people along who may be graduating this year. I still want you to be mindful that you got to go back to your universities, and this is live. I can't edit this live. So
I didn't say nothing bad.
No, you didn't.
No, you
didn't.
didn't. I
And
don't-
now
I
don't-
I didn't even know. See, this education, because I didn't even know that y'all was still struggling down there like that. Because we ain't had none of them problems up here.
yes, COVID was definitely a thing in the state of Texas. I mean, think about it, Portia. Like I caught it, and I was a mask freak, but I ended up catching it. So, yeah.
But I'm not gonna put it all on like the organization, like whoever organized, like who did PT and all of that. But we was falling out, like, and like the distance we had to walk, because y'all know, I don't know if you've been to PV, if you know PV, the MSC is like real close to Hobart versus going all the way to the zone. The MSC was still being like renovated, so we had to go all the way to the zone for every meal. So that was a stretch right there. And then like my class, we was falling out like flies. I even passed that one, so we're not gonna talk about that.
Kiwan, did you run track in school?
I did.
Okay, well then that makes sense then. So and Lima, were you an athlete in school as well, in high school?
Not really. I just had band to keep me athletic.
Alima, I just realized who you remind me of.
Oh Lord.
Savannah. Yeah, I mean, y'all don't. Savannah, she was the drum major at PV a couple of years ago. But you give me Savannah energy.
Is that a
That's not
good
bad
thing?
It's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
It's a good thing.
It's a great thing. Yeah. Savannah was the first head drum major, right?
Huh? She was a female.
First female head drum major, right? PV,
No.
right?
Was she the first female head drum major? I thought it was
Adrian Rowe.
Bro, yeah.
Yeah,
That's what I thought it was.
Yeah, for some years.
Yeah.
I don't want anybody to think that I'm saying COVID isn't real. I'm saying that we didn't have as many struggles this fall here in Virginia, but I'm figuring out that it's different everywhere.
It's different. But yeah, the reason why I asked that is because both of you kind of have I think it's actually an amazing thing, right? Like both of you have an experience of band camp that's like it wasn't that hard. You know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't that difficult. And I'm thinking, and I want to also be fair in saying that if you have a physical background, then it probably won't be difficult if you know all you're doing is you know probably calisthenics, running, pushing up, da, da, da. So I want to be fair and looking at it from that perspective. And
I
in
think
doing
it's
so,
awesome that y'all didn't feel like Jesus was coming back. I hated band camp every year, even when I was section leader. It sucked every year, and I thought it was awesome that you said y'all would sleep. Y'all schedule was from 7 to 10. Ours was from 6 to whenever Dr. Sanford decided we could go home.
Yeah.
Mhm.
but the thing about it too, Portia. Well, you talking about Alima, right? Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. You said I don't know the history of Howard and Big Thing, but as far as you know, I know when we got to PV in 2012, that was one of the things is that we wanted to make sure that you know the students during band camp. I mean, there was a time frame for band camp, absolutely, but we wanted to make sure that proper rest and things like that were happening. And I'm hoping and I'm pretty sure you know that it's moving forward in that same direction. I'm hoping. I don't know what's going on now. I'm just telling you, you know, boom. Just wanted to put it out there. Yeah, let's move a little bit past band camp. Because woo yeah. So as far as learning music, I know coming from high school into you know university, did that prove itself to be a little bit more difficult? Or do you feel like you got more music than what you usually would have, so on and so forth?
Um, that was the as far as like playing wise, besides like producing the sound, memorizing that all of that music was the hardest thing for me because I didn't have I didn't have no method to the madness. I was just going in like, okay, I'm gonna memorize this, and like I would hammer and hammer and hammer, but like it just wouldn't stick. So I had to find a way that was good for me to memorize my music. And they kept saying like you're collegiate musicians, and I didn't know what that meant until they actually put that music in front of you and said, okay, you got till Saturday to have this memorized. No matter if you got it or not, we still gonna be out there. So
What about you, Alima?
No, it was the memorization for me also. Because me and this other girl, we used to have trouble memorizing our music. So I was like, you know, we come back from eating like extra early just so we could try to, you know, get it in before the other girls because they could look at the music, play it a few times, and already have it there. But it would take us a few times to even, you know, try to get a few notes. So it was definitely the memorization part for me.
When you both first got there, when you were handed your package, were you like, what is this?
pack it.
Hold on, you got a packet because we had cell phones.
We got a
Okay,
tablet.
well that's fine. That's fine because everything is going digital, right? So because everything is going digital,
They
That
had
wasn't fine.
tablets. I was looking off of this little screen trying to see, and the stand is like it was a struggle, but we made it work because the section leader, she had paper copies, but they was trying to go digital. So we had to look off our phones because it was the first.
But
Yeah.
no, it's not even that. It's just like I don't know, like if this happened to y'all, but sometimes the music will be wrong or like the song won't be uploaded. And Hobart already an old building, and it's a lot of kids trying to connect on the same Wi-Fi router. So we couldn't even get the music fast enough, and they yelling at us like, "Y'all supposed to been had it up, but we can't pull it up because we ain't even got it." Or like they be like, "Y'all supposed to been had it up, but the music not even in the app yet. So how we gonna pull up something we don't got?"
That too.
Hey.
Um,
Woo!
I have a question. K1, what was the condition like of your instrument?
Most definitely used.
Okay, but like was it like good condition still?
I think okay, so I had a good horn.
Okay.
Everybody liked my horn. They said my valves was smooth. Now, we did have them horns that every week it'd be that same horn where it'd be like, okay, we got to fix this before the game.
Mm.
So
Yeah,
so let me say this. I can understand where you guys are coming from as far as the materials in which that you have to use. Being fair, and I only know this because I've kind of traversed on both sides. Being fair, the truth of the matter is that unlike DCI, where you can go and sell off your old horns and get brand new horns, within the season. It doesn't necessarily work that way at, historically black colleges and universities, or even any university for that matter. So, the best thing that typically can happen is, at the end of the year, if there is a major issue with the instrument, then they typically go off. But if it's something that you can fix right then and there, they'll typically try to do it. So that's kind of how it works, and I get it. I know when I got to Norfolk, we were playing on Getson trumpets that had been in establishment and been used since God knows when. It just so happens that my year, that was the same year that they ended up getting those Dynasty trumpets. So I got to play on a new trumpet, but I used an old instrument, the people before them. And I think that's one of the ebbs and flows that you deal with, kind of going to an HBCU or just going to a university in general. When they're providing you instruments, they're doing the best job that they can to try to give you working, equipment to try to be the best you can and put your best foot forward. So I can understand where you're coming from, but you also want to be fair in that regard of thinking about, the what they have to be able to provide you with whatever it is you need. If that made any sense to you guys.
What do you two play?
I play euphonium.
Okay.
Clarinet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was kind of asking because there was this one moment that was actually pretty funny to me. The cork had come off of my clarinet, just like the whole thing had come off, and so he basically had to take my instrument apart to go try to find some more cork to put back on it. And so while everybody was dancing, I'm just sitting here with like half a clarinet, just kind of like try to make it work. So, but I have seen the my boss, he gave me like this newspaper talking about Rice University and TSU, and just kind of comparing the funds. Rice had like 120 million in, I think it might have been research funds or something like that, but TSU only had 50 million. So it really does make sense. So
yeah,
that's another thing. Not only like the funds that the university gets, but how much the university puts that into the band, because they use the band as like a pawn. Like we're here to, like, if you invite somebody to the school you want us to play, like we're here to make y'all glitter and shine and all of that, but y'all not, it's not reciprocated. Like we don't have a band hall big enough for all of our kids. We don't have enough instruments for all the students. We were promised to get new horns, but we never got the new horns because we never received the funds that we needed.
In the words of Maya, I'm with you when you're right. Now that's a universal thing at HBCUs. That ain't specific to Prairie View. That ain't the South, the North. That's a HBCU thing. That boy said that. I'm with you when you're right.
Out of the mouth of babes. Nah, that's real. That's real.
But I think the interesting thing about that is the fact that I know that we've had this discussion on multiple occasions as the older people who have experienced being in a historically black college university marching band and seeing it from the outside, but knowing that there are students who feel the same way on the inside says a lot. I mean, and from the perspective that I know of, Kiwan, I get what you're saying, right? Like when we got to PV in 2012, we were still operating out of the old building. And I think that we talked about it on the last show or a previous show where we could fit the whole band in a quarter of the building. But by the time that we were leaving out, the band was getting bigger. And so we even saw it on the show, the March show, where the band was practicing outside. Because we it's obvious the band was bigger and they were not able to fit in the band room. But when they need you, they gonna call you. And so and that's not just a Prairie View thing. Like Portia said, that's a HBCU problem.
And I'm gonna tell you, son, I've been to PV band room. Y'all got an issue, but baby, if you saw what we dealing with here at this Norfolk State University.
So I'll just say this: that's the band aspect. From a music education aspect, you have some HBCUs that don't even have recital halls.
Facts.
So like it's crazy that I was a crab at PV in 2006. You guys, you were at Prairie View last year. You were at Howard. We were at different respective universities, and we still talking about the same problems. It's no different than racism in America. We're talking about the same cyclical lack of funding. And I'm gonna be real with you. To a degree, it's a misappropriation of funds. It's just you got to call it what it is. And to a degree, it's alumni giving back. Now, there's different aspects of how can alumni give back, because that's just a whole rabbit hole in regards to that. But I don't want to get into that. But we just got to do better and support our schools, bro. Like, cause there's no reason why Prairie View has a band that large, traveling that much. We've done Rose Bowl, y'all have done Macy's, y'all have done Rose Bowl now, to where we feel like secondhand children. But that football team, win, lose, or draw, they got $1 million. They got sponsorship. There's no reason why. I'm gonna be honest with you. I look at Howard University. Y'all vice president of the United States, bro, graduated from there. Housing shouldn't be an issue. I'll just leave it.
I agree. No, because my thing was I went up there with some real high expectations, but I'm not sure if y'all have actually gone there or not. But when you get there, okay, first thing we noticed, it's probably a little bit petty, but the signs was like, that was just the first cue, like, oh, okay, this is a little bit different. But even though I was there only a week and a half, my air went out twice. So my dorm room was like 80 degrees. And it was just kind of like weird to me. Like, everybody is hyping y'all up so much, calling y'all the illustrious Howard, yet y'all school is functioning like this. And it just seems a little bit off to me in my head for y'all to get hyped up so much. But for y'all to, I don't know, maybe it's just me being a little bit, but it did seem off to me.
No, it's not. I don't think it's you, being, I guess you wanted to say kind of bougie in a way. But I mean,
I like my ad work.
Well, yeah, I like my air working too.
I like my ad work. Don't feel bad, Lima.
I think the problem is, and we've mentioned this on this show plenty of times. I think the problem is that as a people, and we can go back and we could talk about the funding and all that kind of stuff. But as a people, we pride ourselves on the struggle, right? Like, if you go through Howard and you were able to traverse all of those situations, dealing with the dorm rooms, dealing with all these things and negativity, dealing with financial aid and all this kind of stuff, and then you graduate, there's this quote unquote elitist status. Like, I graduated from Howard and I was able to, and then you talk to somebody from Howard, they'd be like, did you go through this too? And be like, yeah, you down. Like, but that's the problem. The problem is that we hype ourselves off of the struggle instead of saying we deserve better and we will give you better.
The other part of this, though, not defending it, because I completely agree. I think some of this stuff is crazy. But a lot of those buildings, even at Norfolk State, it's a different campus from when I left it. A lot of those buildings are extremely old. And they really don't have the funds to replace them. So they're putting Band-Aids on things that need to be torn down and redone. And that's all HBCUs. apex of this thing is funding. Some of these other schools can start over, have proper maintenance, have gut buildings and redo them, maybe not tear them all the way down because they have the funds and the access to funds to do those things. Most of our HBCUs do not. Even if I think Quan brought this up, if you look at the number of people at our HBCUs that are on, I know in Virginia it's Pell Grant, I think that's a national thing, who are from lower socioeconomic status versus those who are going to these Ivy Leagues or these other schools, it's different. And so those things impact your situation. Now, do I think they should have let you come all the way from Texas and to not tell you in advance that with your status was going to be an issue? That's just bad business practice. That has nothing to do with funding. That's just bad business practice. That's asinine and it's ridiculous. And I don't understand that. That's crazy.
You heard what I said.
It's like that everywhere. I mean, if you get the good dorm on Norfolk State's campus, you the bomb. That's why Portia lived on there 1 year and I got my own apartment because I can control that area. But the other thing I'm going to tell you is, baby, Howard is in the hood. Most HBCUs are in the hood.
Yeah, we know.
With the exception
or
of
the middle of nowhere.
That's in the middle of a cornfield. Yeah. But what I'm saying to you is,
which one would you rather? Do you want?
No, I'm not saying one is better than the other. I would much rather see cows than Glocks. I'm gonna be honest.
Because I ain't gonna lie.
Portia, if you ever heard of Greystone, when you get here, I'm gonna tell you, Norfolk State, when you get on the campus, is so pretty now. They about to build another building. It's gorgeous. But it's a 7-Eleven across the street. Unless you are familiar, don't go there.
Don't go there, 7-Eleven. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Well, so guess what? You ever heard of Greystone? He know what I'm talking about with Greystone's apartment in CUNY Homes in 3rd Ward. He know what it is.
So, don't go there either. Most HBCUs are in the hood. It's like, the inside the campus, it's your safe haven. But it's DC is a whole nother thing.
DC raggedy to be the American capital, but we're not gonna get on that subject.
Well, I mean, the closer you get to the monuments and stuff, you're gonna be fine. But if you ever drive outside of the monuments and the Smithsonian, you're gonna need an alignment when you get back home.
Didn't I tell you that on the phone though? I told you that on the phone. I was like, dog, DC, it's trash. But I mean, I told you hey, look.
Well, baby, you got an aunt in Virginia, and I'm sure even today, if you wanted to work it out and work your way to a school where you're gonna get disciplined, the drum major's gonna run the band, and we don't operate like that. Come on with it. Come on with, and we got working clarinets, and we got working clarinets up here.
That's what Portia said. Portia,
Stay in Texas.
Portia up here doing the Suge Knight.
You tired of your drum majors talking online? Getting smashed in the stands. Come to Death Row, baby. That's funny.
But all of you guys are absolutely correct. I want to kind of shift the conversation just a little bit, because I think this next part of the conversation is dealing with both of you all's situation slightly differently, because you all had a different experience. So I'll start with Alima, because I know I started with Kiwan a lot. So when you ended up leaving and you went home, what was your feelings? Did you feel well, I'll just ask you and then I'll, depending on what you say, and then I'll kind of expound on that. But what were your feelings when you had to leave?
Initially it was big middle fingers up to them because they did me dirty. Then I came home, and after a couple of weeks, I was a little bit depressed. Because I didn't regret leaving. It was just I was back in my old room, feeling stuck, not knowing what to do. It was like, oh, I should have something else to do. What do I do now? I don't know where else to go. I'm not going back to school. So I was a little bit upset about that, and I have my independence anymore. Leaving, even though the school was a little bit, off to me. The people there was pretty good, and the people I met, they were great. Like, we had some great conversations, and I kind of had left that all behind. So I was originally upset about it, and I was like, man, did I make the right decision? It was all convenient the way everything had come together for me to go back home, but did I make the right decision? So that was the original thought, but then it became, I did make the right decision because there's going to be something later on. But yeah.
So first of all, I like the mindset that you had, not the big middle finger part, but the fact that
I like that too, because that
I mean,
was dirty. She
I
right.
didn't say I disliked it. I'm just saying that's not the part I was talking
I'm
about.
with you when you're right.
But I'm more or less really speaking on the fact that you saw and felt adversity. You held on to it for a while, but then you said, all right, I'm coming out of this and I'm going to move forward. And you found a way to traverse that and excel. So my other question is, from a band aspect, did you feel, one, that you missed band specifically, just band itself? And then two, did you feel like you were missing out on experiences with the Showtime band that you were unable to have because you went home?
Yeah, I kind of did. I was like, dang, y'all traveling all over the place. I think they might have went to New York or something like that. I was like, man, this looks pretty fun. Y'all got all these nice little shoes or whatever. I'm like, dang, I feel like I'm missing out now. But then I came back to like, nah, that's not the focus. I need to focus on me and my future, not just this short-term stuff where it's all material and it's ghetto with a Gucci belt. So, I felt like I was missing out, but then I came back to me realizing who I am and what I stand for. And then I realized I wasn't missing out.
Okay. Yeah. Like that. I like your energy, man. So Kiwan, your question is slightly different. Beginning school and first performance. Because your first performance was National Battle of the Bands, correct? Yeah. Yeah, Kiwan.
Hey,
They still adding people to the National Battle of Bands.
they are. Fam, you just got in apparently. I'm gonna research that. Y'all keep going.
All right. So starting school and first performance, what were you thinking? What was your feelings? What were your emotions?
My first performance, I didn't know what to expect. Like, I was excited. I was so excited because I've watched videos of like this style of bands before I came to PV, but like feeling that energy in person and like, just seeing other people and like just that rivalry, I don't know, it just gave me a fire and I was ready to go. I was ready to turn up.
Okay. And we were there at the National Battle of the Bands. Being in that room with so many not only just people but just other band programs. And you said that you were turned up. I don't use that terminology, man. My bad. But being in that room with so many other band programs, at that point, did you say to yourself, "This is where I belong. This is the energy that I was looking for. This is the space that I wanted to be in"?
No.
Smits.
No, I didn't realize that. Like, I didn't realize how much I loved to be a part of the Storm till I was without the Storm. Like that whole time, all of them practice, I was like, man, I'm tired of this. I'm tired of this. But that game, it'd be like, okay, I can do this again another week. I can do this another. So I really just took it week by week. But like once we went on that winter break, I was just like, man, I miss the Storm. I want to march. I want to play. I want to crank. I want to be with my people. So I didn't realize I'm Storm for real until after the season was over.
Okay. And then what was like your first day of school? What was that feeling like, dealing with, school within itself?
It was stressful. It was because like I didn't have all my classes. I had to take 18 hours. I didn't know where I was going. PV a walking campus, so like you got to walk everywhere. I was lost. And then
I'd be lost and I'd be on PV campus, and I was there for 5 years as an assistant band director. So yeah, but go ahead.
But like, and then like dealing with like all the different professors, because a lot of our professors are like foreign and they have like a real thick accent. So you gotta like kind of get used to that, like understanding and like, okay, I gotta be here because if I'm not here, then I'm not gonna know what's going on.
Okay. Dang, I just lost my train of thought. I just had a really good question on my brain.
Say,
Portia, go ahead. Because
don't ever do 18 hours again, bro.
That was my
not
I did
doing
it again
band-
for my second semester.
Not doing band season.
He
I
trying
know.
to- what's your major? That
I'm
was
a
my
music
question.
education major.
You doing
Woo
18
child.
hours of music education?
Well, I had to get my basics out the way because I came in with dual credit hours. So me and my advisor was like, okay, the best plan is to get all your basics done now. But that was a problem because even though I did 18 hours the first semester, not all of them counted towards my degree plan because some of the music classes, I don't know why the university's like this. Some of the music classes that I have to take, like my piano and maybe my private lesson, they didn't count towards my degree plan, like my degree plan. So I had to take extra classes to get to 12 hours that counted on my degree plan.
Say,
So-
bro, anytime you need help like that, call us, bro.
Yeah.
Call us, bro. Call
Because
us.
that there
That don't make no sense.
at all.
Yeah, the math ain't mathing. But what I did want to point out is, Alima, what you said was you did when you went home, the connections and the people, you missed that. That is what makes HBCUs great. It ain't the facilities. It is the connections that you make. That is the HBCU difference. That's the it factor that keeps people going, because those connections. I drove through rush hour traffic from Norfolk to Hampton. Y'all might not know how far that is, but in 4 o'clock traffic to help out somebody that's Legion because of the connections I made at Norfolk State. That is the difference. That is what people, it's going to be sketchy. Most like I said, HBCUs are in the hood, and the facilities ain't going to be top notch, but those connections last you a lifetime. So if you can get back up there, to Howard, or if you want to mosey on, you can get on the plane with Quan and come on to Virginia so I can give you a tour. Hook you up with Miss Sanders. She gonna make sure you got a clarinet and everything that work. Just let me know.
She coming, Portia.
Come on, baby. That's
coming
that's
out.
Come on, baby.
Wait, I got her and I got somebody else. I got Jewel.
That's what Miss Sanders will say. Baby, you wanna come on? I can get you. Come on, baby.
That's
We'll
exactly
talk
what
about
I'm
that.
saying. That's exactly what
Jewel.
she. Come on, you my home girl. You from the home. That's what Miss Sanders gonna say. What'd you say, Alima? I'm sorry.
Nah, we was talking about
Another student.
Oh, okay, yeah. So let me ask you this question, Kiwa. You're taking 18 to hurry up and try to get out of school. Is that your focus and like goal?
I don't know what I'm doing. I was just talking to my advisor. She was like, okay, take this. And I was like, okay, we got it. But then they told me after that, like, that I was supposed to go to the music department and get advice, and then just go to my advisor to like get my core classes. I went to her for everything. So like, I'm just talking to this lady and she don't really know what she's talking about, and I don't really know what I'm talking about. So we both looking at each other crazy trying to make this schedule.
Yeah, bro. You like, so next time hit one of us up. We'll get y'all number because we've been through that. But also always make sure that you double check with a music faculty member to make sure, because there's certain courses that are offered in the fall and in the spring only. So you don't want to pass that up, and you'll be backdoor mess around being a music major 7 years because it was something that you didn't take. You feel what I'm saying?
That's another thing. Like, I keep hearing that music majors stay in for like 5 years, and after this first year, I can't do 5-6 years.
So
I need that fall. I need to graduate in 27.
So I'm gonna tell you this.
26.
Well, I'm gonna tell you this from experience, right? And Quan knows too. The minimum is really kind of 5 years, unless you have the money to be able to pay for the amount of credit hours that you have, and B, you ain't really doing nothing else with your time. Because the truth of the matter is, as a music education major, there are a lot of small credit courses that you have to take in order to fulfill that degree. So you'll have a 1 credit hour class multiple times before you start seeing like 3 credits, maybe a 4 or something. But other than that, most of your credit hours is going to be 1 credit hour.
Prime example, all of your quote unquote labs, like band practice, that's 1 credit. All of your
Mhm.
pianos applied, that may be at the most 2. Your private lessons applied, that's 1. Now your majors, such as your theories, your music histories, your analysis, those are 3 credits.
Mhm.
Those are major courses. But
that's when you start getting further into, you know, your degree plan. So,
and don't speak about if you had to be like me that had to take musicianship,
I
because
did.
so that's what I'm saying. So you got to take musicianship 1 and musicianship 2. Then you start music theory 1, and then you go to music theory 2, then music
Mhm.
theory 3, then analysis 1, analysis 2. But by that time, now you're starting to get into the music education aspect. So then you start learning about that test. And let me say this: we talked about it on the show last week. Your goal is to graduate certified, bro. Your goal is to graduate certified. The goal is to graduate certified. And if you're thinking about graduate school, you need to make sure that you have a stellar recital, because that footage will literally go towards that specific school of music that you're trying to go to. And how everybody honestly has masters and that are getting terminal degrees to be competitive. That may be something you need to look into, and do it while you're young.
I didn't know if he had a response. All right, but yeah. I was giving you some space just in case you did have a response, but you did, so you're good. Alima, let me and I know we asked this on last show, but I just want to ask again. What was your major? What did you declare your major to be?
It was film, but I'm actually changing it to biology now.
Why the change?
Well, I wasn't really too sure about film in the first place, so I was probably gonna end up changing it anyway. So, I don't know. I kind of just, me being on this gap year, I kind of just discovered a new side of myself that wants to study more about plants and, you know, humans and just kind of the interaction between that. And I want to go deeper on it. So I'm going for biology.
Dope. And you know, that's one of the beautiful things about being able to just kind of slow down and sit with yourself. You figure out who you are. And so there's beauty on both sides of you all's story. And I think I think both of you being here is actually a great thing, because we get, like I said before, we get 2 different sides. But before we move forward, that is a reminder. I haven't done this yet. So let me go ahead and do it. Right at the top. Welcome everybody to Talk That Talk. We have the unfiltered, unscripted, uncomfortable conversation about band, HBCU band culture, music education, and more. Man, y'all go ahead and smash this like daddy, man. I haven't even asked y'all this whole time to smash it. So go ahead and hit it right now. Just go ahead and click it. Click it for this conversation. Click it for these 2 young folks, man, who are doing their thing. Also, please make sure you subscribe to the Passion Is Network and turn on notifications. This episode will be up on all your podcasts and networks. Just type in Talk That Talk, except for on Apple Podcasts, where you can type in Real Talk That Talk. There we go. Had to get it out. At least did it once. Maybe we'll do it again later on. All right. So moving forward. So Kiwan, this question is coming to you. You said you talked about your time as far as your downtime as it relates to when you got to the holiday season. What was your thought process going back into the school after fall semester was over? For the most part, I'm going to say for the most part, because we all know that this year was band galore, or marching band galore. But for the most part, the marching band season was over. What was your feelings going back into the spring semester?
I was kind of relieved because y'all know, like, band is very time consuming. And especially like when I'm in Hobart already all day for my classes, and then I gotta go home and then come back to Hobart and be there all night, and then go home and try to get some assignments done real quick before the deadline is due. That was really gone. Now, I did try in the spring semester, I did try to do the pet band. I was in that thing for about 3 weeks, and I said I gotta go because he said 1 day a week, and we did that whole week, and I said, yeah, I've been hoodwinked. I can't do it no more. So, but other than that, like, yeah, spring semester, it was a semester.
Okay. And Alima, so now hearing your story and realizing that, you know, you had some downtime, you got yourself together and you began moving forward. What was the first thought once you made the decision that, all right, I got to get off my butt, I got to stop feeling sorry, I'm gonna get things going? What was your first thought? What was the first thing that you thought that I needed to do to be able to get to the next page?
I mean, kind of, it's really just been more of me kind of understanding myself, because I'm starting to learn that I'm all over the place because I have so many things I want to do. It's probably ADHD or something. I don't know. But it's more of I just need to know myself and what I want out of life, so then I can aim towards that. Because, I think somebody had asked what career path. I don't know, because I'm just very versatile in what I want to do. So it's like I can't focus on anything that's like that. I kind of have to more focus inward instead of focusing out. So that it really is just me. As I need to know me.
And the funny thing is, and I think I'm gonna be honest, I think I have that problem. I think I have that issue. And maybe that's something I just need to settle. Well, I think I already have, but I'm multifaceted in a way. So like I do a million different things. And people always ask me like, all right, man, what do you plan on doing forever? And I'm like, everything. Like if I can be in a space where I can, because like right now I do lighting and sound for my church, and I love doing that. Like that's super dope, right? Just running lights and watching how it affects people. But if I can be in a space where I can arrange music, teach music, go teach somebody how to run lighting and sound, play my horn every now and then, do some graphic design on the side, cut a couple videos in Final Cut, and then go home and chill, then I'll be good. Like there are multiple things that I can do, but that's how I see myself, because I'm so multifaceted. Now, I'm not telling you to be me. I'm not even telling you to think like me. Find one thing or a couple things that you like to do, if possible, and figure it out. But I mean, that's, I understand where you're coming from, because a lot of people have told me multiple times, well, like, dude, just figure out one thing. You go, no, I enjoy everything that I like doing. So
what I'm saying is that's not their journey. Why they worried about it?
Facts. That's why I just end up doing my own thing anyway. Except, and unless I got somebody like Quan in my corner who just gonna support me either way it goes. So, but so Kiwan, Alima is really talking about discovering herself during this time of her gap year. Let me ask you this question: has being in this process, being in college, being in the dorm, meeting new people, traveling, so on and so forth, have you had time to really start discovering some new things about yourself? Or do you feel like you're the high school person in a college space?
I would say for the most part, yeah, like a high school person in a college space, but I feel like not so much myself, but like my mind, the way I handle different situations, the way I think about stuff is completely different, because I would say like I was more like closed-minded and shut off, because I went to school with a lot of white people, so I didn't have a lot of people like me, and like all the people that were like me were like my cousins. So being able to like see a different type of black gave me like, okay, Kiwan, you don't have to be like this. You don't have to be one certain way. You can be whoever you want to be.
I understood what you were trying to say there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got you. We picked up on it.
Yeah.
That's a great thing, and I think that's one of the beauties about being at the university, but specifically being at an HBCU.
Yeah, HBCU, yeah.
Being around your people and discovering who you are culturally as your people. And that's one of the things that I will continue to love about going to a HBCU, and that's one of the things that I will continue to support and push about going to an HBCU, being around your people.
Because you're gonna be around everybody else the rest of your life.
The rest of your life.
It is something about being able to discover who you are in that space. So that's good that that's happening. And
Absolutely.
when you look back on it, that was a comfort zone that you will cherish forever because
Ooh.
it's totally different when you leave that thing. Say
Ooh.
that.
Yes, Lord.
Shout.
When it's over,
It's over. Ooh. I ain't even
Um,
appreciate it as much as I should have while I was there. I'm gonna tell you.
Look at here.
But now,
So, and I because I know I don't want to keep you guys all night. I know y'all probably got things to do, people to see, you know. So going forward, Kiwan, in your this upcoming year, what are your goals?
Overall, I want to be better. I want to be a better bandsman. I want to be a better musician. Being okay, so I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna be completely transparent. Being in the storm was a lot. So my GPA kind of slipped up a little bit. And like I was talking to the director and I was like, Kiwan, like you still have a good GPA, but it's like, yeah, it's still good, but it's not Kiwan. So I want to get back to that. I want to get back to that 3.8 area.
And
so yeah, just ultimately be better.
I can understand that.
Your freshman year is an adjustment. Yeah.
That's what I was going to say. It's difficult trying to adjust to life your freshman year. Some people get it and some people don't, you know. I can definitely tell you, for me, again, coming from Texas, going to Virginia, not being around my family, well, not being around my mom, you know, and my brothers, not having that particular security. You know, I had turned, and I'll tell you a quick story. I had turned 18. I had just graduated from high school, and I think it was like a random Saturday night. And I told my mom, I was like, yo, I'm going out. You know, I'm graduated. I'm 18 now, Mom. I'll do what I want. Right. And so I went out and I was out all night. Like, you know, I was doing my thing. I was out all night. My mama called me at like 3, 4 in the morning. No, not 3, 4. It was like 7 in the morning. Cussing me out. Where you at? You're supposed to be out there. I'm like, Mom, are you serious? I'm 18. I'm grown. You know what I'm saying? But when I got to college, I didn't have that. So it was kind of like, now I gotta be responsible for myself. So it was some 8 o'clock classes I just didn't make. It was tight. You know, Norfolk State and the Spartan Legion, the Spartan and Portia could probably give more insight than I can, but I remember the Spartan Legion that I came into, and he'll admit it if he was on here, but you know, we were up at 6 in the morning and getting ready for PT and having rookie meetings after band practice was over, whenever the heck that was, and then still having sectionals, and then Sebring would wake us up in the morning at like 4 o'clock to go and have rookie sectionals, and then we had to do it all over again. So just dealing with that life and trying to figure it out, I get where you're coming from, because real talk, I didn't do so well my freshman year, to the point to where I ended up having to go to summer school. So, you know, it's something that you end up learning, and you'll get it as time goes on. So I appreciate the fact that you want to get better, you want to grow, and I think that's an amazing thing.
Yeah, and I'm gonna tell you, I ended up, I didn't march my first year because I was done with band, you know, in my mind. So then, yeah, I was done. I don't want to march. That take up too much of your time. I heard stories about the Legion in high school, and I was like, no, I'm gonna just go be a regular college student. That didn't work out. But so my issue kind of came my first year in the Legion, my first semester in the Legion. But then I figured out a trick. I just started trying to schedule all my classes, or as many classes as I could, on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, on Tuesday and Thursday. So I would have more time during the day on those days I didn't have a lot of classes to do my schoolwork. So I would, you know, if I needed to crash after band practice, I could go to sleep. So it's some tricks to the trade. You just got to figure out what works for you. The fact that you want to get better, grades are important, because marching bands aren't giving out degrees. So yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'll just say this quickly. No matter what, whatever your experience with band camp was, you survived it. And let me be clear, a lot of people don't. I'm glad one of the traditions of the Storm, when I first arrived for band camp, it was all your crab brothers and sisters that in there in the band hall. at the time, and you basically go one by one and you say your name, your major, and the section that you try to be in. By the end of that day, some of those crab brothers and sisters are walking to their dorm room, repacking their stuff back in, and going back home. Once you have those campus tours, because that's what we had, and the directors would run with you. Like we would run 290 down University, all around campus to the graveyard, back around campus. So for you to make it, it doesn't matter, because the mental toughness that you endeavor through, and I don't care, Lima, if he was there a week, those are the things that you take in everyday life. Like the poems we learned, If You Can Keep Your Head, When All About You, or Losing, like all of those experiences that you endeavor through at a HBCU. We know that financial aid needs to get better. We know that. We know that dorm rooms need to get better. Shout out to my best friend Donovan, general manager, housing at PV, because PV dorm rooms live. No, the new ones live. I don't care what nobody say. Side eye. I stayed in the hood, phase 1 and 2. But anyway, my whole thing is, but you survived it. Take those same lessons and apply it to real life. Those different attitudes and whatnot that you dealt with in your section, how to problem solve. Everybody cannot speak at once. So that what you said earlier, too many chiefs, not enough Indians. Somebody has to be a support cast. And when it's time to be a leader, you don't have to have a title to be so. So just remember that.
And if I can make one more suggestion, when you go back, try to be the veteran, that's what we call them when you're not a rookie up here, that you wish you saw when you got there. Don't turn into the problem, because that just be, yeah.
But another thing I would like to add is I would also like to experience like PV more, because a lot of people don't talk about like how the band is a big part of the HBCU culture. So being a part of that, like you're on the inside looking out. You don't get to see, okay, what does a storm look like? What is a storm giving? You are the storm. So I just want to experience my campus more, because I don't really got no friends outside of band. So I want to like do more networking, reach out to more people, get to know more people.
I think that hit every single one of us because I mean that's just I don't know, it just kind of comes with the territory, I guess. I mean, I know I missed a lot of things during homecoming because we were practicing, except for the step show. By the time I became KK Side, we made sure that we was at that step show. But other than that, you know, a lot of the parties and concerts, I know back when I was at Norfolk, they started doing a fashion show. I think they always had it before I got there. But you know, the fashion show, like a lot of those things that we missed because we were at the school. I mean, at band practice. And you know, I talked to my best friend Rick, and when we talked, he was in the band too, but he got out after his third year, and he's also an Omega. The thing about it is he talks about life on the other side of campus in the Big Cav. I don't have that many experiences on the other side of campus in the Big Cav because most of my life was spent on the fine art side and the small Cav. So I absolutely agree with what you're saying. Once again, I just think that's part of, you know, being in the band, and you know, I don't even think it's necessarily a bad thing that most of your people are you know, most of your friends are band folk, because through your time, you know, you may decide that one day you may want to go Greek, and you may want to do, you know, a Alpha or a Q or a Sigma or whatever. And that's when you'll start meeting some new folks on the outside and start making some different friends and so on and so forth too. So I can definitely agree with where you're at. Just take the course and travel. It's coming. Yeah. Alima, next year, what you got? Where do you plan on being? What are your thoughts? What are you planning on doing?
Well, this time around I'm taking a smart route, which is financially smart. So instead of doing band, I'm actually taking honors to because you know they offered me a really good scholarship. So I'm going to TSU moving back in with my mom. So I ain't gotta worry about housing. So that's pretty much it. But I'm just finna see how much pressure I can take and figure it out on the way.
So you are completely done with band. You're like, I'm banned out.
I wouldn't say that. I mean, my moves be bipolar, so Lord knows if I'll go back or not. So I'm gonna just go with the flow until.
Well, I can tell you now that when you take the trip to DC and you get on Norfolk's campus, if Portia meets us there, she gonna pick you up first, and she gonna take you around the E.L. Ham Fine Arts Building, and try to get you as much as you possibly can. I would definitely say, and I'm not telling you to go either way. I would definitely say keep all the options open. If something is, offered to you, something does look good, because you seem like, I'm not gonna say you look because that doesn't even make any sense, but you seem like you have a very good head on your shoulders. You seem like you make some wise decisions. And so if it is offered to you, think it over. What are the pros and the cons, so on and so forth. And if it looks inviting and if it looks like something that is worth doing, make whatever decision is best for you.
So what they're basically saying is you might want to practice just a little bit before the trip, because just in case they be like, go and play them scales, you got it. That's all I'm
have some reeds ready. That's all I'm gonna say. Have some reeds ready.
Because we got working clarinets here.
Yeah, they do. They do. Do they still got them? Wait, never mind. So before we go, or let me ask you guys this: is there anything that you guys would like to say to the graduating seniors this year, moving forward, going into their band experience and their band years? Kiwan?
I would say commit. If you're gonna do it, commit. If you're gonna go to school, commit. While you're there, be like, okay, it's okay to like do everything else, but you should always prioritize, okay, what am I here for? What's business? I'm here to get my degree. So your degree is always first. Everything else after that, you can decide the hierarchy on that, but your degree is always first. So you want to go in focused, and a big word and a big thing is discipline. You want to go in there discipline, because it's easy to not go to class. It's easy to go chill with your friends and be out at a party till 3 a.m. and then got the 8 a.m. the next morning. It's easy to do that, but the hard thing is discipline. So just be focused and be disciplined and enjoy yourself at the same time.
I'm with you when you're right.
All right, cool. I like that. Alima, what you got?
Well, I would really just say, whenever it comes to, life getting hard, do what you got to do, cry it out, talk it out. But at the end of the day, you're going to figure it out. So get back on your feet, do whatever you got to do to get mentally stable, and then get back up and try again.
Ooh. I would definitely say, well, first of all, Kiwan, I don't know if you do this. Don't be afraid to talk to Hop too, if you don't talk to him already.
I'm scared to talk to all the directors.
Man, listen, Hop,
Hop cool. Hop
so
really
you
cool.
You see how I'm conversing with you now?
Mm-hmm.
That's basically who Hop is. Like, once you get to know him, you gotta get to know him. Don't be afraid to talk to your directors. I'm telling you.
But like, I've had a conversation with him. It's just like, okay, I need this. And like, I'm used to Hop being like serious. Like when Hop get understand, I get lit. Like I'm like, okay, yeah, we about to turn up. But it's still like, okay, that's Hop. And it's something about like their voice and the way they be standing up there. I just like, okay, yeah, I'm just do what I gotta do and stay out the way.
But
Baby,
no. That's the difference. On the podium is business. That's correct. Business. Off the podium, that's like your big uncle.
Yeah.
Like real talk.
You can let me just tell you this, and Zach will be honest with you too. Me on the podium at PV was different than me off the podium at PV. There were conversations that I could have with Zach. There were conversations that I could have with Khalil, because Khalil was my student too. That we could be open enough to have, because there was that space to be able to do that. But when I'm on the podium, it's a different, it's like Quan said, it's business. And that's the understanding. But never be afraid to have the conversation with your directors. They are there for you, and they're there to support you. And I know all of them personally. So with that being said, I know who they are as people, and they're all great people, and they're all there for the advancement of the student. So have the conversations with Hop. There's nothing wrong with that. Have the conversations with Dr. Zachary. There's nothing wrong with that. Have the conversations with, I guess y'all call him Mr. Deonda. I don't know. But have the conversations with him. Have the conversations with, dang, I don't even know what y'all call her.
Miss
Anyway,
Douglas.
yeah, okay, Miss Douglas. All of them were my students back when I was there. But have the conversations with them. I'm telling you, they're good people. They want to see you succeed, and they want to see you be better.
But you're like on the podium and off the podium. Once they get off the podium, it's time to go. And when it's time to go, I go. I'm not trying to be at Hobart longer than I got to be there. I'm trying to go. Like, even with classes, like, I go to Hobart, I go to my class, and I go. If I'm not practicing, I'm gone.
That's fair. I mean, I will say that, because you're a music major. I mean, that's fair. As you get older, though, start being a little bit more open with opening up to them. Trust me, like I said, they're there for you. But I get what you're saying. I get it. That part, I get it. Got you. Portia, you got anything else for them, or Quan?
No, I got some questions for Alima though.
Oh, Lord.
See y'all at the Classic. That's all I got to say. See y'all at the Classic.
The Classic.
Yeah, Labor Day Classic.
Oh, well, you were saying it like one of them went to TSU. My bad. Okay.
No.
Wait.
My bad.
See you at the Classic.
Wait, because I spoke to you at Labor Day Classic, and you didn't speak back.
No, I spoke to you in the band hall.
I didn't see that.
I did. You was like, you don't remember me, huh? I was like, nah. You was like, I was on the show. I was like, what's up, bro?
That was dry, but okay, I'll give you that.
At the Classic, at the Classic, a situation happened.
Was that? No, that wasn't that one. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
You're talking about it.
Wait, your first Classic was at BBVA or at PV?
PV.
I didn't even go to the Classic. That's how I know it wasn't me.
You was at one game and I spoke, and you did not speak back.
I was at homecoming.
You can't blame homecoming nothing on anything. That's a different vibe. I
wouldn't have, bro.
Oh yeah, homecoming's different. Not for me. If I go back to PV's homecoming, I'ma still. But for him, because the difference is I'm a former director, but he's an alumni, so he's gonna be on alumni things. I'ma just be on former director, regular things. You know what I'm saying? So it's different. So I kind of get where you're coming from with that.
I missed my just alumni days of homecoming.
Yeah,
that's a vibe. Okay.
Yeah, you'll understand.
Hey, well,
I understand. I get it.
Come to our RV. We'll feed you. My bad.
I get it, but I'm still salty.
No, don't be. I'll feed you. You'll get over it. You storm now. You marched the year.
Right.
You in the family now.
So what's your section name?
My section name?
Bodacious Barra Toe.
Yeah, I can't say all of that. You know,
Oh, okay. I'll say it for you, brother. It's all good.
Yeah.
Oh, they bodacious like I wasn't trying. I ain't know.
You trying to get you?
Yeah, I ain't know.
The boy said, "Hey, look now. There's a level to this. I ain't at that level yet. I ain't reached it.
I ain't know. My bad."
But no, I appreciate you guys. It's great seeing you guys again. I know that Justin wanted to come in and have a conversation with you all, but I know if I let Justin in, we'll be in here for another 30 minutes.
You just gotta give him 5 minutes.
Yeah,
time limit. I'm gonna actually time it if you let him in.
Justin. So that's what y'all saying.
Okay.
Only Justin gets 5 minutes. That's what y'all saying.
I'm gonna time it.
Okay,
Where he at?
I'm gonna put the joint in there. Only Justin clicks the link. Only Justin.
No, I
And
should be
he
sick.
only got 5. You
So
sure?
when he come in, he only got 5 minutes.
That's funny.
Come on, Simon.
Oh, so now he said it's cool. I'm good.
Oh, you childish.
No.
Simon. Come on, Simon.
We trying to we trying to give him some love in here because you first of all you ain't been here in a minute. That's
Right. I
first
don't know where he been acting all funny, Simon.
So, but while we're waiting to see what he gonna do, I put the link in. So we gonna give him about 3 of the minutes to get the link, get himself
Well,
together.
why we got
wrap
time?
it up.
Alima, you sold on Texas Southern?
A little bit, yeah.
Why? Because you can live at home.
Well, I kind of already done signed the contract for honors, and I'm just in a process. So,
Child, people who go here for Denemus go to Norfolk State for free, honey, and they get a stipend.
Denemus program. Yeah, that Denemus be hidden. That Denemus
Now that
was
you say you had changed your major to anything that falls under that umbrella, you go to Norfolk State for free, and they give you a stipend, full ride.
That's true. Denemus is where it's at. I ain't gonna lie to you. And then on
You
top
said
of
full
that,
ride?
Full, complete,
it's
100%. Room, board, books,
It's true.
everything, and you get a stipend every semester.
It's true.
Ooh.
And
That-
I don't know
that's what I'm
anybody that has graduated from the Denemus program at Norfolk State that does not have a job right away.
That's true.
They do music majors in Denemus program because
Tight.
I'm
Tight.
thinking.
Tight.
It's
couldn't-
science
get
and
out.
mathematics
get-
and technology.
We couldn't get no parts of that, dog. I was,
No.
bruh.
Bro,
But-
where Justin at?
He right here. She was asking about the Denemus.
I was
mean,
just
tell her about
telling
the
you,
Denemus program.
it's free. So,
I'll take
And
it
I'm
into
gonna
consideration.
tell you this quick story. Before I went to Norfolk State, I was enrolled at Texas Southern, and then I was at Norfolk State. I had signed everything. They was calling my name in the classroom. My boy was calling me like, "Yo, where you at?" And I was like, "I'm in Virginia." So it's tight.
Hey, you might
So
want to
if-
give me a portion
if you
number.
got anything on top of Denemus, that would be your pocket, i.e., band. But girl, I'm gonna let you go ahead and Texas Southern.
I'll get a number, me personally.
All right, Justin is down here. Portia say she hitting you with the timer, daddy. So you ready, Justin? Just give me a thumbs up when you're ready. All right, here we go. Boom.
Man, turn that damn phone off, push. It's all 5 minutes. Man, look, sorry, I've been having like a lot of shit going on. That's why I've been quiet. I told you, remember? You heard the message to them. But you, my guy, this some great information. Of course, I was laughing because that girl said what she said. That's an up north thing, you know what I'm saying? That discipline, not like that down south. It's a whole DMV thing. I wanted to message that. But my guy Kai, what was your favorite game this season? And why?
Cotton Bowl. My favorite game was Cotton Bowl because it was like that was a long week and that was a lot of playing. And like that game, I don't know, we were just turned like that's when like we got a lot of our crab skits. I was just having fun. Like that was the only game where they really wasn't like, okay, lock up, count the lights. They let me be a little bit looser at that game, so it was more enjoyable.
Yeah, I was at the game. The game was lit. I like all the ignorance afterwards. Because PV don't normally do that, but it was like I like this PV. So yeah. My question for Alima, you said it's sad that like that you had to leave Howard because of like housing in a small situation like that, which I do agree with you that it's overrated. When people be like the Howard, I'm like this all y'all got? Like I'm thinking I'm supposed to come to like Willy Wonka in the chocolate factory or something. You know what I'm saying? But my question for you is that do you think if you would have stayed like with those people that you met, because you say everybody had great conversations, what do you think about the possibilities that you could have like made friends there, and like would you consider going back if the housing situation was right?
No, actually I wouldn't consider going back. I mean, okay, when I said the people that I was making conversation with, it was maybe like 5 people because I had a small group of friends, but I wouldn't consider going back. One, because the tuition was a little bit overrated. Two, it's just, I don't know, something felt off. Not just because I was feeling a bunch of different emotions, but something about, Howard itself felt off. So I probably wouldn't even go back. But I'm glad I got the experience though, because that was pretty fun though.
Yeah, I just wanted to tell y'all because, like when Luke said about how like he want to do a little bit of everything. When you said you changed from film, I'm like, oh, film is where it's at. But like I had a situation like
Simon. Hold on, Simon. You've been around the Legion. That discipline thing, that ain't where it's at over here.
They're too disciplined over there. Machine. Nah, I was just playing, but no, like when she said that, I was like I put in the comments. I don't care if somebody read it. I'm like, this the reason why a lot of those smaller bands be small. You have a kid that came all the way from damn Texas to go to DC, and she has a housing issue at Howard. You know what I'm saying? No offense to Howard, whatever, but just hearing her say, she said that she see them getting all this new stuff and traveling and stuff. I was over here like, dang, this is what I be talking about. Like I'm saying, the smaller bands, y'all can't make mistakes like this. You know what I'm saying? Yet you got Kai over here just all excited about finding himself and just like getting energy. That's the story that we need. You know what I'm saying? Not saying nothing wrong with her situation, but y'all dropped the ball for me. And other smaller schools take notes. And I ain't saying it'll happen at big schools, but big schools probably got enough kids they can lose one or two like that. You know what I'm saying? But stuff like this, it can't happen. You know what I'm saying? She got a GPA to go to Howard. She could have went to the school from Texas to damn Howard. You know what I'm saying? So they forced to go take care of you. But yeah, man. So that's what I was saying. Just like don't never let like small stuff like that, you know what I'm saying, deter you from doing anything. You know what I'm saying? Because I know I went to school for something and I thought I'd never be able to use it, and I end up using it times 10. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that you have a good mindset, Halima, like taking what kind of year you call it? Off year, pretty much, you know what I'm saying? A gap year, you just like recreated yourself, like you to plant your stuff. That's beautiful, man. So I'm proud of both of y'all, kids, just like elevating and prevailing. And Kai, you talking and talk. That boy said his GPA was straight, but they ain't Kai. I like that, man. It's the
key.
Hey, Simon, you gonna tell them because they don't know. You gonna tell Portia and Luke?
I don't put that down on the shot. I tell you, I just text y'all. I'll text them. I don't bring energy to the show down. But yeah, man. So yeah. But nice talking to y'all, man. I'm going. How many minutes that was? 4?
7.
4:46.
All right, look, man. I'm going. I'll holler at you later, man.
All right, brother.
All
right. There we go. So I'm glad he got his in. Guys, it was really good to see you guys again. Alima, I'm gonna be seeing you in the next 2 months.
Yeah.
So we'll have time to converse and stuff like that. Kiwan, I'm gonna come see you when we come to the National Battle of the Bands. So we'll definitely we'll be there.
He's saying you'll be in the area. PV.
Oh, I'm like,
we'll be not you physically will be playing, but I think because last National Battle of the Bands we went to last year, I came up to the school, and so
bro, they still got that East Side West Side thing, bro.
They still doing that?
Oh God, this is gonna be trash again.
They still got it. So officially now, it just was said that now you have, this is the East Side and West Side stuff. You have, where is it? I'm sorry, y'all. When I say
you holding up.
Okay, we're going. I got it. West Side, Virginia State, Mississippi Valley, Norfolk, and Southern West Side. East Side, Texas Southern, Langston, Tennessee State, and Florida. Tennessee State been there every year too.
So fam coming for real?
Yep, it's officially.
They're gonna play the mess out of ballot, honey. I can't wait. I love to see them in person.
Norfolk better have a ballot ready.
Hey, I want to see.
I already picked my song, baby. It's gonna be like that.
Hey, Norfolk and Tennessee State better play each other for homecoming because I'm blocking that off.
Yeah, I got to figure that one out. Anyway, but man, they sitting up here. They like, dog, what you talking about? Kiwan, you're absolutely right. The Dallas trip is always pretty big. I know that we used to work them kids to death. But hey, it is what it is. It's a lot of performances. hey, you have it. But once again, man, it was great to see you guys again. Great to hear the stories that you all have, and I really hope that, because we're definitely going to have another episode like this, but we're going to bring some more students on who just graduated this year. So hopefully they'll have the availability to go back and listen to you guys and see where you guys started and see where you guys are now. And I'm going to do my best to try to keep in contact with you guys and see how you all are doing. Hopefully, we'll see Alima with some green and gold on. But other than that, man, it has been great. It has been great having you guys on. Kiwan, man, you never know. She might. No, she probably ain't gonna end up at PV. I can tell you that right now. Because
she can come over here. She can come on.
Southern though. So I mean,
she already got a brother over here. Hey, if now she go to TSU, I don't know about that, sister.
It was the cheapest option. Can you blame me?
You gotta be.
I can't. Yeah. I was gonna go there first. But
free cheaper than that.
Right. Well, technically it is, but you know what? You're right though.
We'll see. Other than that, man, it's been great having you guys on. And once again, I'll do my best to try to keep in contact with you guys. Alima, I'll see you in the next couple of months. Once again, Kiwan, I'll see you when I come back home for the National Battle of the Bands. Other than that, man.
Family and Friend Day. Y'all having that still?
I don't know.
Oh, dang.
I really don't go to PV for real. I'm not gonna lie.
What type of shit? In the show.
As I have a picture with him in his uniform.
No, but like the last week of school, somebody was like, "Meet me at Delco." I was like, "Where's Delco?"
You ain't a music.
I be there, but I don't be there.
Okay.
Anyway, hey guys, we will see both of you guys another time, man. It was great having you guys on. All right, you guys.
Bye. Thank you for having me.
No problem. Smith, I kicked out the wrong person.
hey, so there's a person in the app in the chat that said they want to experience day. Talk about their experience. Maybe you can, you the media how you want.
Smiths.
Is the show over? Because I don't want to say nothing.
No, we still live.
We still live.
We still live. No. We still live.
I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
No, that's not. I was going to say something else, but
yeah, you good. Beef. I want to say it is beef sama. I don't know if that's correct. No, I would love to have you on, but I want to go ahead and close the show out. Do me a favor. You can email me or you can Instagram me, either one, and we'll get with you. Both of them is at Real Talk That Talk. So if you want to Instagram me, you can Instagram me at Real Talk That Talk. If you want to email me, you can email me at realtalkthattalk@gmail.com. So either one of those, and then we can find time to get you on to be able to have your conversation and tell your story. Because it probably, and I definitely agree, this is probably something that we all want to be able to hear and give you the opportunity to be able to share it.
And that might be dope for when we bring the new people on, the recent graduates, right before band season starts. If he can they can bounce off each other, maybe give some advice. So that'll be dope.
Absolutely. So let's get ready to get out of here. Actually, Portia, any final thoughts? Anything you got for the culture?
To all the people that are going to go to band camp this year for the first time on a collegiate level, it is mind over matter. If you can get through band camp, you probably can get through anything in this life. So real, that's real. Yeah. So keep going. It ain't gonna last forever. If you can get through that, you can. I'm telling you, make it in this life and get through challenges, because it teaches you lots of life lessons. So stay the course. Oh, and start drinking water and exercising. Soon.
Today.
All right, Quan, any final thoughts? Anything you got for the culture?
Nah, bro. Congratulations to the class of 2023. This is your first milestone. Keep pushing.
Congratulations, Portia. Look at you. Look at you.
Congratulations, Portia. Big stepper.
Finished.
You feel me?
I mastered it.
At the end of the day, man, it's about perseverance. Honestly, tribulation shows character. And so when the moment that you be like, yeah, I can't do this no more, think about why you made that decision to be there. And think about the other side, not the pain that you feel at that moment.
Absolutely. One of the things that I'm definitely going to say before we get out of here is it's always great to leave high school with an idea of what you want to do, but you never know what's going to end up happening. So always be mindful of those things and always be strong in your thought process. Don't ever just settle for allowing something to happen. Always be strong enough to move forward and move out of your situation. I appreciate both of them coming on because those are two totally different perspectives, but we've heard perseverance on both sides. Somebody dealing with something in an adversity when you're talking about in the marching band sector, and then somebody who's dealing with something or who has dealt with something where they had to change the trajectory of the life that they thought they were going to have, and both of them are coming out successful on both sides. So again, I do appreciate both of them coming through. This has been a super dope episode. On the way out, please make sure you click that like button. Also, please remember to click the subscribe button and notification. If you're listening to this on playback, you can also click that like button as well. And you can leave comments if you want to. Brother Moore be leaving comments when he ain't here during the live daddy all the time. So you are free to comment as much as you want when this is over and you watching it on playback. I have nothing else. This has been a super dope episode. Other than that, we will see you guys on next Whizzle.